Well, a lot of people's opinions were mixed on this chapter. What are my opinions? Well, not too bad actually. Granted, once again, nothing really big happened until the very end. But I still feel like it was an okay. Was it a better chapter to come back to after a break? Maybe not. But the despair is still in the air, so I still no reason why people should complain about that. They love despair, it is I who hate it. But this chapter does indeed confirm that Kosuke Hyori is indeed not only Komurasaki, but she really is Hyori. No, yeah, Hyori. Sorry, I was almost about to say Toki. I mistake their names. Although I can still shake this dread in there, it almost feels like too good to be true. I was tricked a lot in the Whole Cake Island arc, so that has made me a lot more defensive when it comes to One Piece. Because yes, this is the One Piece, chapter 939. And while a lot of things happened, at the same time, nothing happened at all. The angry anime fan and the despair reviewer here. Of course, Zoro immediately is reacted in shock when she hears that... No, when he hears that she is Momo's younger sister. Because it turns out that Hyori did a gamble. She thought that if a strange foreign samurai was here, then that may very well have been connected to the Kosuke family, who has been returning with rumors circulating the country. But Zoro is strangely just saying that she is right. He is an ally. So, and he's even confirming that. But the strange thing is that Kinemon didn't seem to have told the story about sending into the future to Zoro. Granted, he may not have, or Zoro could just have ignored it. We cannot forget that Zoro is actually pretty dense, just like Luffy. He rarely listens to stories. So he seems to actually but he seems to believe that Momo was sent 20 years into the future. Well, given what he has seen, I guess it's not to be surprising if he believes it. So, and it turns out that yes, Toko knows indeed who Hyori is. Because, well, it's not exactly known why Hyori entrusted that with Toko, but it seems to imply that her cheerful attitude helped Hyori to push forward. I'm actually a little bit... I really do hope it is like that. I mean, wouldn't it be cruel if it turns out that Toko is the one who sold out all the information? If it turns out the cheerful child is nothing more than, well, you know, a hidden sociopath? That would be the cruelest of cruel Oda can do. And I really hope he doesn't do that. But again, Oda is one for tricking us, and I have been having my guard up a lot ever since the Whole Cake Island arc. So I'm not really sure what to believe, even if I read it. So Hyori tells the story on what happened a very long time ago. The one who has protected her all this time was none other than Kawamatsu the Kappa. I guess it makes sense that he is a Kappa, because his laugh was the kappa pa 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 pa, so I guess that was a confirmation. But I have really to criticize Toki here a little bit. She did not send Hyori into the future, simply because she was uncertain if the plan was going to fail, and that will make it difficult for the bloodline of the Kosuke to survive. And I'm just saying, granted that was a risky gamble, I agree. But couldn't you just have sent her 5 years in the future or something like that? Or is there a limit to the Toki power? You know, if I were Toki, I would have left my daughter alive. Not only because she couldn't send everyone to the future, but also because someone needed to eat her devil fruit. And that would be her daughter. After all, we do not know exactly what the Toki no Mi could really do. Nor did we actually know if it had any limitations at it. There is this theme about time and age in a lot of people. And I believe that Momonosuke and, well, Tama must become older for some miraculous thing. The only one who can age them up is none other than Bonnie, but she is halfway across the world. I see no reason how that can happen unless Kuma sent her to Wano Kuri for some strange reason. So my point is that shouldn't the Toki power have something like that, and not just send one to the future? I mean, such a fruit would be a powerful one for Kaido and Orochi to have. Granted, if all of it does is sending you forward to time, that wouldn't exactly been that great, but you could have taken a powerful force and then sent them into a future where nothing is disturbing you, and then you could conquer that world then. Or escape if you were to be dethroned. There's a lot of things potentially you could do with that fruit, so it will make sense if Hyori was left alive so she could eat the fruit, but there's no feelings here. So either way, Hyori lost her will to live, but she still lived thanks to Kawamatsu, who was indeed confirmed to be her retainer, as I said before. And here's the thing, she calls him a kappa. And we all know that the Wonokuri has a habit of mispronouncing things because they do not know the real world. And there's this theory going around that maybe, just maybe, Kawamatsu is a mink. Because there's a hidden thing in the flashback of Inuarashi and Nekomamushi. If you look very closely, you can barely see a third one. Oda did the same before Sabo was introduced. So, and the fact that she calls Kawamatsu a kappa. A kappa is a turtle-like being, something that could, a Japanese yokai that could live in the water and had the appearance almost of a kappa, and of a turtle and a beak. And there's this theory going around, is Kawamatsu perhaps a beaver mink? I mean, there is some implications this flashback that seems to suggest that that's the case. Because Kawamatsu somehow managed to throw them into the water where he took them to safety. And he took care of Hyori and danced to her and everything else. However, Hyori became mute that day, although she finally did learn to laugh. But then she was separated from Hyori when she was 13 years old, as we all know. Not exactly knowing what happened, but again, there's no confirmation here of Kyoshiro yet. So either way, she's happy of everything else that is around here, as well as the allies of many different ones. But she reveals she does not know where Denjiro and Ashura Doji is. Well, we know where Ashura Doji is, but we do not know where Denjiro is. There's this theory that go around that the scythe guy that tried to kill them right now was Denjiro. Still though, I'm not really sure. So well, either way. And Zoro has somehow learned of the plan, that their plan is actually leaked, as well as their things all on. He decides to take a break while Hyori is happy of everything else. But in Flower Capital, a lot of the allies of Kozuki are being restrained, as the despair is having here in the Ratsu prison district, as the children all talk down on the Kozuki family. Oh, you ignorant, despicable children! You have no idea you're being manipulated. So well. It makes sense that Fukuyoshu knows about this, because after all, he used to serve the Kozuki family. And in that prison is also Beppo and some of the Heart Pirates, very beat up, mind you. And in the prison mind, we still see Kawamatsu looking at the things and wanna sumo wrestle too. As the renewed Apakal Man and Madillo Man all enters, this time with bullets made of sea stone. And here's actually something I have to criticize the Beast Pirates for. I know people are criticizing Beast Pirate for not living up to the potential, and I'm saying I don't give a fleeing F if they're not living up to the potential. They are scum and they need to die. You all need to realize that. They are arrogant, and arrogance clouds the judgment. But here's the thing is, Luffy has defeated their members over and over again. And just as soon as Armadillo Man says that he's gonna bring forth, or Armadillo Man, gonna see Prism, they send the match is gonna end too quickly. What a boring match. Oh, you arrogant pieces of shit! You have no idea. I think you should have learned by now. Of course, the only one who do not believe this match is gonna end is, after all, Queen. I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised someone as powerful as that is actually acknowledging Luffy. It's actually not so good news. So either way, but here it's actually confirmed one thing. Luffy can see into the future now. At least glimpses of it, because he actually directs Hyogoro to run to the right and then duck and then knock out or at least wound a Pakal man with a powerful headbutt. So yes, it turns out that Grandpa Hugh, or Hyogoro as we call him, actually do have some moves in him. And here's what people criticized. A man that really was worn out and suddenly showing some moves, and I'm just saying, come on, people! He once was a powerful Yakuza. Yes, he is elderly, and yes, he does look weak, but you have to realize, being imprisoned 20 years, slaving over and over again, with no one to defend you, and no one to show you the samurai spirit, and then still not giving you enough nourishment, and perhaps even putting you in harsher conditions your strength barely can take. Of course that would make him look weak. It's malnourishment. It makes perfect sense. So either way, Luffy is actually predicting all of this and all that, but Luffy still hasn't really nailed the thing. So Hyogoro asks what he is trying to do, as Hyogoro asks why is he doing all the trouble, and Luffy reveals that he needs to try. He wants to learn this advanced form of barrier Haki because he believes that way he can punch through Kaido's tough scales. I'm not really sure if that works, nor do I know why he thinks that right now, but maybe he believes that brute force Haki is just not enough. He needs something more, something that really combines the brute force together with a shockwave and attack internally. After all, Rukushiki could wound Gamuman. So, and here is Hyogoro reveals that it's not called Haki here, it's called something else, but it's indeed the same, something that can make you transform your power to another sword. And here is actually interesting. He says something very similar to someone of a very ancient time used to say to Zoro. When we do not want to cut something, our sword will not cut the thinnest of paper. The sword becomes one with the swordmaster. That is almost the same thing that Zoro's swordmaster once said to him. Even the fact that he learned it from a swordmaster, Hyogoro did, makes me question, Are you actually kidding me? Is Zoro's master really connected to Wano? He looked too weak for that. But we'll see. Either way, Hyogoro decides to ask if this is what it is. He dodged a new attack, and surprisingly to everyone, shows the advanced form of Haki that really wounds Alpaca Man. And yes, it's revealed that Hyogoro the Flowers do have Haki, and he do have moves. But even if he's weak, he asks if that is it. Luffy confirms it, that is the one. And he asks Hyogoro to teach him that. And indeed, Luffy will now learn it. So yeah, this was an informational dump of a chapter. The despair is still strong, although hope is still resting. The fact that this is Hyori is almost something too good to be true. But I'll have it all. Still not exactly answered how Hyori could survive for 13 more years all alone. However, as I said before, Kiyoshiro, or whatever his name was, the drunken one, is somehow connected to all of this too. We still don't know his thing. But here, I actually have a theory. It's a very bad theory, mind you, but I have heard just as bad theories, so you just have to accept this as a bad theory. And that is it possible that Kiyoshiro is Kiremon's son? I mean, he looks a little bit like Utsuru, Kinemon's wife, although I'm not really sure if that's the case. So yeah, that's basically this chapter. What do you feel about it? Give me your thoughts if you have any.